The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
Overall, it's great. It's a great win. It's a huge win simply because it's a conference win. And those games tend to matter a little more than others. I was proud of the effort of my basketball team. Not overall, but especially at the beginning. We had a lot of fight in us. And we had to fight. We had to compete down there. There was some big boys down there. And they kind of pounded us on the backboard early. We wanted to switch some defenses and keep them on their heels. For the most part, I thought we executed and attacked the rim. We thought we could take advantage of some lanes, some driving lanes, and get to the cup, and we did. And we were able to hang on at the end, not quite the fashion that we wanted. We had some turnovers, but I take ownership of all that because we really haven't worked on late game situations as need. So we'll go back to the drawing board tomorrow. We'll celebrate this for 24 hours and prepare for a really good Howard team that's coming in.
Is this the best game your team has played all season?
I think so. I think they were focused. I think they were somewhat embarrassed by their efforts, and they understand that they're representing more than themselves right now. We're trying to gradually get that, engraved into their minds. And when you represent something more than yourself, when something is out and you compete at a higher level, you have a passion for it. And I could see some of just some from the beginning of the year. We haven't played well. We haven't been a well-coached basketball team. It just hasn't been clicking, and it's a process, and it takes time. And we're still not there, but this was a chink in arm. It was a step in the right direction, and I was proud of them just for moving in that right direction. And maybe they can feel better about themselves because the reality is they have never won a conference game together. So this is huge. This is an enormous win in terms of their confidence and how it can possibly radiate itself.
How much farther does this, or how much does this help your team find their identity?
I think it helps because now you get buy-in. Anytime you have positive results, you get buy-in, and now you go back and you look at film in a different perspective, and you say, okay, now if I correct this, then we'll be better, and now if I don't turn this basketball over, then we'll be better. So I was proud of them for the efforts.
And you didn't start A.J. Lynch today. He didn't play.
Yeah.
Was he hurt, or?
Nah, just I'm trying to find a lineup that's consistent. I'm trying to find a lineup that's gives us the best chance to win with overall synergy and chemistry. He didn't have the best week of practice this week. I thought Rashawn Madison really had a good week of practice. Jamal Ferguson really had a good week of practice. And he got to get on board. And I told him, like, you earn your playing time doing practice. It's earned, not given.
And you had 3 guys that played 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that's going to continue to happen?
I hope not. I'm going to have to manage a little more. They got to earn my trust a little more. We got a freshman backing up Rashawn Madison. Pat Cole, he's valuable, so he can play the point. He can play the point, he can play the 2, he can play the 3. So we'll have him at multiple positions. So once he come back after one more game, we definitely looking forward to that. We won't have to play him as many minutes.
Okay, and you had Dajuan Graf. Last game Rashawn Madison had a career high. This game Dajuan Graf had a career high. How big was he today?
I thought he was huge. I thought last game he was still in la-la land after hitting his head on the floor. But I thought he came back and competed and stepped up for the challenge. And I told him in particular, everything begins and ends with you. You're the initiator, you're the point guy, you're the engine. And if you're not having a positive, infectious energy, it's going to showcase itself. If you're having a negative, infectious energy, it's going to showcase itself. So he came out and he got us started, and I love the plays that he made. He really made simple basketball plays instead of trying to force something that overall wasn't there.
And he came up limping 2 different times.
Cramps. Yeah, they got to start taking care of their bodies. That's their body calling. I told them they got R. Kelly bodies. Their body is calling. They got to get those sodas and popcorn and all that type stuff out of them, and really hydrate themselves.
You guys only had hit 1 of 12 3-pointers. Is that a cause for concern?
Yeah, we got to shoot it better, without a doubt. And especially coming in on Monday, we got Howard, who's going to play a funky zone, so we got one day to prepare for that. So we're definitely going to have to make some shots and also rebound any misses that we may have. But everything for us is predicated on the defensive end of the floor, because we believe if we get some stops, we can get out in transition and finish at the rim.
You guys were doing a good job getting stops in the first half, and in the second half let them shoot almost 10% better.
Yeah. A lot of it is just give them credit. They made shots. We had a couple of mental breakdowns, but it wasn't as bad. So at least we're evolving in the mental IQ portion of the game. Jeremiah Ingram can't turn the basketball over 8 times again, so I got to do a better job working with him. In late game situations, we have to learn how to manage that a bit better. And they have to understand the value of one possession. It's not just because we got a 14-point lead, okay, let's coast and do whatever we want for 3. No, one possession is everything. One possession can turn into a 15-point possession, so we got to be extremely diligent in that area. Cool. I got to go watch some tape. Howard is really feeling good about themselves. They beat William & Mary. They beat Texas Southern. They had some great quality wins, so they really feeling good about themselves. Coach Nickelberry has done an outstanding job, and they got the leading scorer in the nation in James Daniels. So he's going to be tough. So we got to come in and play lights out as well.
It was a good win. Any win is a good win, but, every win is not a good win, but it was a hard-fought win. I think we showed some toughness, throughout the stretch. We just got to, starting with myself, got to take care of the ball more. But overall, it was a solid win. I think we showed a little maturity down the stretch, being able to close out the game.
Is this the best win you guys have had this season?
I would say so, just because of everything that's at stake. We say every game we play is our most important game because it's our next game up. And just keeping the streak alive at home, it was probably one of our best wins this year. But we plan to do a lot more.
Coach said that he felt like maybe you guys were motivated by a lack of energy, maybe not playing so well the last couple of games. Was that a motivating factor?
Yeah, we came in. We just wanted to, it starts with us. So we wanted to motivate each other first, and then just let that rub off from every player down the bench to every player on the floor. We try to motivate ourselves, because at the end of the day, it's us 5 guys out on the floor. and it's those guys that's on the bench that's when they get in the game, it's just us. So we try to motivate ourselves as much as we can.
When you get a conference win together, how much does that help you guys start to really find your identity? That's the thing we've talked about a lot this season.
It's the first game in conference. The teams haven't hit their strides yet, like they will in maybe middle January or February. But it's still early. But it was a good hard-fought win from us.
Okay, you had 8 turnovers. How do you kind of work on limiting that? You don't want to end up with a triple-double or a double-double and the wrong thing.
I just gotta be smarter. Me being a senior, I gotta take better care of the ball and just value it like it's a piece of gold, like it's my own. Like I can't just throw it away. And there weren't even forced turnovers. It was just me being careless with the ball. I just gotta tighten up and take better care of the ball so I won't put us in bad situations, late in the game or throughout the whole game.
You played 40 minutes along with Dante and Dajuan. Do you like being out there that long, or do you want to break?
I actually didn't even know. I was so caught up in the game, but I don't have a problem as long as I caught some cramps. But as long as my body will go, I'll fight for my team.
Does that help you guys with your cohesiveness and your chemistry to be out there that long altogether?
Yeah, we with each other every day. We know each other like the back of our hands. So, and the more battles we go through, the more we'll learn about each other. So, I'll fight for those guys every night, and I know they'll do the same for me.
During this game, it seemed like North Carolina Central had a big cushion for a lot of it, but UMES was working their way back in the second half. What was it like out on the floor against them?
They're a tough team. We know they wouldn't lay down and just give us this win. So every time in the huddle, we told ourselves that we got to put our foot on their throat and keep it there. The team, it showed in the past that they're not just going to stop and lay down for anyone. So we knew that if we gave them a chance that they would try to claw their way back in this game. But we just tried to keep that cushion and keep that separation and just try to finish out the game.
So Howard's coming up next, and then some on the road again. How do you feel going up against Howard?
I feel like this game gave us a lot of confidence. So the good thing about it is we turn around and we play right away. So we feel good. We're going to have a good practice tomorrow and just let it carry over into our next game.
I think the team played well. We played better than usual. We showed that we had some fight today in the first conference game. So I was proud of my team today, and I was glad that the coaches put a good game plan together to get this win.
Is this the best game you guys have played all year?
I think this is the most solid game we played all year, but I think we got better to come. I know we got better to come, actually.
You put up 21 points. Is that your career high over all your college career, or just at Central?
Yeah, that's my career high at both schools, Florida Gulf Coast and North Carolina Central. So, I mean, that's a big accomplishment for me, but I think I could do better.
What was working for you tonight?
I just think on the screens, they was the big man wearing hedges, so like I just had a lane to attack.
Coach said you made a lot of really simple basketball plays that worked. Was that the key, getting back to the basics?
Yeah, I think that's what we worked on a lot in practice lately, just being simple and being fundamentally sound. And then I seen my teammates in the right spots, and they just made layups. So appreciate they did that for me.
Okay, has it been difficult at all to kind of transition into Coach Moton's system and what he wants you guys to do? He's pretty particular about all that.
Yeah, he's a good coach, but he wants everything to be perfect. So it was a tough transition at first, but me and him have a good relationship, so we just like feed off each other during the games and during practice.
Do you feel a lot of pressure stepping into the point guard role after you have Nimrod and you got a long line of
Yeah. The coach always tells us they handed us a set of keys, so we always got to fulfill that. So I don't think there's any pressure, though. I just go out there and play my own game, so I think that's what I can do my best.
How much does this win kind of help you guys start to really establish your identities?
I think this gave us a lot of momentum going into the non-conference schedule and the conference schedule, because we had to take a couple losses, a couple games we could have won, but this was a good win at home for us and to keep the streak going.
Howard coming in next. It's your first run through the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. How do you feel as you start to make your way through and Howard's coming in on Monday?
We're excited to play Howard. I know they're going to come in and come and play tough, but we're going to be prepared. We're going to have practice tomorrow and have a good game plan, be ready on Monday.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.